Ethiopian volcano. A new volcanic eruption may once again be imminent in fairly close proximity to a town of 21,000. Whereas Ethiopia's Fentale Volcano for the preceding days and weeks looked like this. In other words, fairly quiet despite the ongoing shallow magmatic intrusion. Today it looks new gas emissions something like this. While not confirmed yet on the ground since 80,000 people have been evacuated from the region, it appears that fresh gas is rising from this spot in Fentale's summit caldera, occurring in the deepest portion of its caldera where no such vents existed beforehand. This satellite imagery degassing has been seemingly confirmed through multiple satellite imagery sources, both low and high resolution, appearing on January 15 and getting stronger each day. While these plumes could simply just be steam, they possibly appear to have a distinctive blue tint to them, and this could represent a major problem. As a blue tint generally represents the presence of sulfur dioxide, a gas generally not present at a volcano in non-long-term geothermal areas. That is, unless magma is actively present at less than 1,500 meters, generally less than 500 meters depth. In other words, while not technically confirmed on the ground, since after all people should go situation and possibilities nowhere near the underlying 52.6 kilometer or 32.7 mile long magma dike at the present, if confirmed it would indicate the potential for an imminent phreatic or magmatic volcanic eruption. However, the presence of this newly rising gas could very well be a trick caused by the nature of looking at a top-down view from an area. So what I am about to discuss could very well be incorrect and there are a lot of unknowns. The sudden appearance of this strong gas plume is fairly unusual, as the number of earthquakes and associated seismic energy release has continuously declined since January 4, representing what I thought was a now solidifying magmatic intrusion which is longer expanding horizontally or rising any shallower into the crust. After all, this volcanic gas plume appeared in an area which has actually been subsiding rather than uplifting across the past 3 weeks, indicating that magma is moving away from the Fentale Volcano towards the Dauphin Volcano. Thus, something could have changed in the past week, leading to new uplift there, especially since I have mapped the formation of more than 24 new landslides within the Fentale Volcano's rim since then, possibly associated with new uplift and nearby earthquakes. The reason for a drop in recent earthquakes might be simply that magma has entered an aseismic zone perhaps in the top 2 kilometers of the crust. Possibility 2 is that the subsidence of the Fentale volcano is continuing, and that this process opened up a previously blocked pathway for volcanic gas generated by now cooling magma to rise without said magma actually rising upwards. Possibility 3 is that volcanic gas has been trying to escape the underlying basaltic magma dike beneath the eastern portion of the Fentale volcano ever since it began on December 23, but just took until now to finally establish a pathway to the surface. If any of these three are the case, there is now a volcanic eruption hazard? Potential of phreatic eruptions are hydrothermal explosions occurring in Fentale's caldera, which for reference formed in a major explosive eruption 76,000 years ago. For obvious reasons, no one should be allowed near the caldera or within a 3-kilometer radius of its rim edge for the time being, at least in my opinion. Before this video was published, I relayed relevant data to the proper authorities in Ethiopia since they are also working with very minimal scientific data in this instance. I hope that these gas emissions are just a false alarm, as if not, a phreatic or basaltic magmatic eruption may soon follow in the exact same spot these gas emissions are originating from. Such explosive activity would be at least a full magnitude more substantial than the January 3 hydrothermal explosions which occurred south of the Dauphin volcano 40 kilometers to the north-northeast. Please stay safe everyone. As a final note, I would like to thank my new patron the Harkman for supporting this channel.